This call is now being recorded.
Okay, now we are going to discuss on the topic correlation and how we are going to calculate correlation using MS Excel and as well as by using the formula, that is the manual method. Okay, so at the outset, let me uh, disclose that I've taken the help of a book on Introduction to Statistics by these following authors, and even I have got some information related to correlation from Research Methods and Statistics by Sherry Jackson. So let's calculate correlation. So here we have data in front of us, data of X, of data and Y. Now, first I will show you how to calculate correlation between the data set X and data set Y. So I will copy it and paste here over this place number one. So on this data, I'm going to perform correlation. So look carefully what I am doing. So there is a command in Excel. The command is co. So I'm typing, just look, correl. After you enter this command, first bracket, and then it is asking array 1 and array 2. Array 1 is x1, sorry, just a moment, 1 3 5 6. Now it is asking for array 2, so 4 6 10 12 and 13. So array 1 and array 2, that is v2 to v6 and comma w2 to w6, that is the numbers of 1 3 5 5 6, and the second set of data which is 4 6 10 12 13. After you have completed entering the formula and command and all that stuff, just press enter, and you will get a figure that is 0.968246. That is the correlation. So this is the first method. This is the first method. Now there is another method. In by using MS Excel, you will get the same answer, but there is another method. So the other method is go to data. So in the top, if you are able to see it, this is the data. So where the cursor I am moving, data, click it and go to the extreme right. You got data analysis. So data analysis, click on this data analysis, and you will get a command like this. You will get a box like this. And then if you look here, you can scroll what are the different commands you can use, or what are the features this particular data analysis tool pack has got. So you got ANOVA, you got ANOVA two factor, you got another ANOVA another two factor without replication, correlation, covariance, and so on and so forth. But today we are going to talk about correlation. So click on correlation and just press OK. Click on OK. So it is asking you for the range on which you want to perform your correlation. So the range is nothing but the data set. So you select X and Y data. So if you have carefully observed, I have selected even the label X and Y also. So you can either skip or you can include. It doesn't make any difference. But remember that if you have selected label, then you have to click on label. If you have not selected label, then you are not going to select label. Now, so input range is selected. Hope this is clear. Now whether you want to perform this correlation column wise or row wise. So I want to do it column wise. X column, that is V column and W column. X data set and Y data set. So column, I have selected column. Now label, whether you have selected the label in the first row. Yes, I have selected the label in the first row. So I have to tick that one. Hope this is also clear. Next,
Yes, sir.
output. Okay, output range. You want to find out where you want the result. This will tell you where exactly your output should be. Means on this data, we are performing correlation. So you want the results. Where exactly you want the results? Either you want the same sheet or a different sheet. So I am taking the result. I want the result on the same sheet in this particular cell. That is V11 cell. Okay. And then after I have selected V11, I will just click OK. So you will get a result like this. Now, what does this result say? The relationship between correlationship between x and x is 1, but whereas the correlationship between y and x or x and y is 0.968246. So you can use this command, or you can use data analysis tool pack, and you can select the feature of correlation and you can find the result. So this is the second method. Now you are not interested in either method 1 or method 2, but you want to learn method 3. So method 3. So for this method 3, which is the manual method, I want to use by using formula, I want to find out. So first and foremost, if you want to do manual method, you should know the formula. So there are two formulas. I think you are able to see it. The R is equal to sum of xy by under root sum of x square into sum of y square. This is the formula. Another formula also is there. This is the second formula, but let me take one formula. That is sum of xy by sum by uh, under root sum x square into some y square. The first formula I will use it. So what I want to find out, I want to find out R, and this is the formula. So let's take the data first. So this is the data. I've copied it. So first I want to find out what xy. So I want to calculate xy. Okay. Okay. First and foremost, these are capital X and capital Y, but this is small x and small y. So for that, to find out small x and small y, you have to find out the average of data set x and data set y. So average. So you know the command average. So average of data set x. The average for data set x is 4, and for y, average is equal to data set y is equal to average, and select the data, you will get 9. Okay. So this is the average. This is the average. So average of x and average of y. Average of y. I have got a new column also, average y. So this is 4 and this is 9. So if you want to find out x, y, first you have to find out the average of x and average of y. Okay. So I have dragged it here also. Average of average of y data y also, set y also I have carried forward for all the items. Now what next is x minus x bar, x minus x average, x minus x average, x minus x average. Now what does it mean? It means that x minus x average. Okay, it means that this is the data set of x. This is the data set of x and the average of x. The average of x. Now, this in this particular column, we are finding out x minus x average. That is nothing but 1 minus 4. So that is equal to 1 minus 4. You will get minus 3. And you can drag it for the other items also. Okay, you have dragged it. So similarly, you have to find out y minus y average. So y minus y average. So you got y average as 9. So these are the figures. Y set the data of y. This is y average. So individual items should be from individual items you have to deduct y average, that is 9. So that is equal to 4 minus 9, and then drag it. Okay, so this is the next step. So you got x, small x value and small y values. That is nothing but how did you get at the small x value? X minus x bar, that is x average, and y value, small y value, how you got it? Y minus y average or y mean. Now what you have to find out? So let's go to the formula. Now what does the formula require? The formula requires sum of xy, sum of x square and sum of y square. Okay, so first we'll find out xy. That is x into y. X into y, small x into small y. That is equal to minus 3 into minus 5. So you got 15. Next one is equal to minus 1 into minus 3 is equal to 3. So you can drag it and you will find out the sum of xy for individual items. So you got 15, 3, 1, 3 and 8. Now you have to find out the sum because the formula requires sum of xy. That is equal to sum of all the xy individual items. So sum of xy. So 15 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 8. If you add it, you will get 30. You got the numerator. Now you want the denominator. So what is the denominator? Sum of x square, sum of y square, their multiplication and subsequently the square root. So we will find out x square, small x square, x square. So that is nothing but is equal to, where is a small x here? So minus 3 into minus 3 because you have to square it. So you got 9. Now you got subsequently 1, 1, 1, 1 and 4. Now what is the formula requiring? It is asking you to find out the sum of all these x squares. So sum is equal to sum bracket start. You got sum, sorry, excuse, is equal to sum from 9 to 4 to sum it. You got 16. Yes. Okay. Next one is y square. Y square. Square of individual items of y, and then you have to find out the total of it. So total. Okay. That is equal to y is, the figures are minus 5, minus 3, minus 1, 3 and 4, and you have to square it, is equal to minus 5 into minus 5, that is equal to 25. Then 3 into 3 is equal to 9. 1 into 1 is equal to 1. 3 into 3 is equal to 9. 4 into 4 is equal to 16. So you got 25, 9, 1, 9 and 16. Then you have to find out the total of this. Sum of all these figures is equal to sum of each elements of y square. So 29 plus 34, 35 and 50. So you got these figures which are required for the formula, and we are going to plug in the values in the formula. We are going to plug in into the values, these values into the formula. Now let's go to the formula. So what is the formula? Sum of xy by under root sum of x square into sum of y square. So that is equal to, what is sum of xy? It is 30. So I have kept here in the numerator 30. Under root sum of x square. Sum of x square is equal to 16. So 16. Next one is sum of y square. Sum of y square is equal to 60. So 60. So 30 by under root 16 into 60. That is equal to 30 by square root of 960. That is equal to 30 by 30.984. That is equal to 0.968. So by either using first method, that is using the command method, or by using the second method, which is data analysis tool pack, or by using the formula, the first formula, I am getting the same result. So this is the way you can find out the value of correlation between a set of values. So we have until so far discussed standard deviation and correlation. Now the next topic is independent sample t-test. So this is the third topic of the day is independent sample t-test. Independent sample t-test. So we will not go into what do you mean by independent sample t-test, what are the assumptions and all that stuff. We are here to perform the independent sample t-test. So when I am talking about independent sample t-test, there should be two sets of data and the two data sets are independent of each other. So I got two sets of data and I am highlighting this two sets of data. The two sets of data are 23, 18, 25, 22, so on and so forth. That is the value of the first independent sample and the second independent sample, which is X and Y. Okay. So 23, 18, 25, and 15, 20, so on and so forth. Now I am going to calculate the value of the t statistic by using data analysis tool pack. So I will copy this data and place it some in different cell so that I can show it to you. So here I've copied and pasted. So I will go to data and I will go to data analysis and I will see whether there is a independent sample t-test command or not. Okay, there is. But with what name? With the name t-test, there are two types here. One is paid sample and one is two sample. One is independent sample. Paid sample, I will show you in the next class, but I am now going to talk about independent sample. And in this, if you look here, t-test two sample assuming equal variances. I am assuming that the variances between these two set of data are same. The variances are same. Okay. So I will select t-test to sample assuming equal variances and I will click OK. Now look at this. What is the box has cropped up. Now I have to put in give input to all these boxes. First is variable one range. First is variable one range. So it is asking you to insert the data. So here I am going to X dragging till 22 and I have included the label also, please remember that. Next one is variable 2 range, which is a second independent sample. It starts from here, that is Y, and it is dragged to 17. Okay, so we have performed that one. Now hypothesized mean difference. I am assuming that the null hypothesis states that there is no difference between the mean of data set X and data set Y. So when there is the mean of data set X and data set Y are same, for example, for example here the average of X is 24 and the average of Y is also 24. So 24 minus 24 is 0. So hypothesis mean difference is 0. So this 0 you have to show and insert 0 in that box. Have you selected the labels? Yes, this particular variable 1 range and variable 2 range has a label covered in it. So I am ticking correct mark to labels also. Now it is asking what is the alpha, means what level, at what level of significance you are carrying out this testing. So I am carrying out this testing at 5% level of significance, that is 95% degree of confidence. So I will have 0.05 as alpha, that is 5 percentage is nothing but 5 by 100 is equal to 0.05. Output range. Now this is going to perform t-test. Which t-test? Two sample assuming equal variance, and you want the result. Now where do you want the result? I want the result here. So under the column Y, I've selected it and then told to run the test and I clicked OK, and now I got the output. So how to perform independent sample t-test we have carried out. Now, this is the result I got it. This is the result I got it. So I will just highlight it. Home, home. So this is the result I got it. This result is showing the mean, the variance, the number of observations, the pooled variance, the hypothesis mean is 0, the degree of freedom is 8, the t calculated is 4.91, and the probability of t, that is t table, is 5.0 something like that, and so on and so forth. So let's find out these values. How did these values arrive at? So we are interested to know how this mean is 4.44. Sorry, the total is 22. The mean is 22. The variance is this and all that stuff. So let's calculate how this will. So we have till so far what we have done. We have used data analysis tool and found out the value of t. Now, there is another method of finding out the value of t. So, in this case, the value of t is 4.99. If you are able to see, I am just highlighting it. So, 4.99, and another t value, t critical value, t, just a moment, this value, 4.915, I got it. So, let's see how this values, how this t value we got it. Okay. So, let's calculate one by one. So, let's start. How did I get this mean? So mean, you know how to get mean is equal to just average it. Use the command average, and you will get 22 here. First, the first data set of x, and 16.9 for the second data set. Okay, this is okay. Next, I want to find out how did we arrive at this variance is equal to variance is equal to, there is a command for finding out variance is equal to var. So this var bracket start, drag it from this place to this place, and find out 4.44, and we will get 6.332. Okay, that also is matched. That also is clear. Hope this is also loud and clear. Next, I want to find out number of observations. That is, there is a command. How many observations are there? Count. There is a command called as count. In each data set, how many numbers are there? How many observations are there? Okay. So there is a command called as count. Okay. So you need to be very careful when you are using these commands, or you are working on those commands. So there are 10 counts, 10, and here also 10. So you found variance 4.44 and 6.32 for the second data, and number of counts is 10 and 10. Now you want to find out the pooled variance. The formula for pooled variance is nothing but the variance of the first data set is 4.44, and the second data set the variance is 6.332. You find out the average of it. You find the average of it, and you will get the pooled variance. You will get the pooled variance. So if you look, the pooled variance is 5.383. Yes, it is matching. Now we have already discussed about this one. Hypothesized mean difference is 0. Degree of freedom. Now what do you mean by degree of freedom? The formula for finding out the degree of freedom is now there are 10 observations in the first data set. There are 10 data. Sorry, in the second data set also we got 10 observations. So 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. The formula for degree of freedom in case of a independent sample t-test is n1 plus n2 minus 2. n1 plus n2 minus 2. n1 is nothing but the number of data in the data set, number of observations in data set 1, N2 is nothing but number of observations in data set number 2 minus 2. So you got 18. So you got 18. Now this is very important. How did we arrive at this figure? 4.9150681. So to find out that, we have a formula. What is this formula? The formula, if you are able to see it, the formula is, if you look here, it is T is equal to, this is called as 4.915 is nothing but the calculated value. This is also called as T statistics as well as T calculated value. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. So let's calculate how we arrive at this 4.915. Let's determine it. So to find out that 4.915, we have a formula. The formula is, if you are able to see it, the formula is here. The formula is T is equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar minus x2 bar by look at the denominators. The denominator is under root s1 square by n1 plus s2 square by n2, where s1 square is variance, that is standard deviation square, and already I have shown you I have shown you at the beginning of the class how to calculate standard deviation. Okay, the square of standard deviation is nothing but variance, or variance ka under root, the under root of variance or the square root of variance is standard deviation. Okay, again I'm telling you, variance, if you find out the square root of variance, you will get standard deviation. If you have standard deviation and you square it, you will get variance. If you have variance, if you square it, square root of variance is nothing but standard deviation, and standard deviation square root is variance. Okay, hope this is clear. Hope this is clear. Now let's plug in the values. Let's plug in the values. So x1 bar, that is nothing but the average of the first data set, which is 22. So 22 minus the average of the second data set, which is 16.9. So 22 minus 16.9. So this is clear. We have plugged in these values of x1 bar minus x2 bar by under root s1 square. S1 square is nothing but variance. Already we have calculated variance as 4.44. So 4.44 plus 4.44 plus, sorry, divided by number of observations in the first data set, that is 10. So divided by 10 plus S2 square, that is nothing but that second data variance. We have already found the variance is 6.3222. So 6.3222 divided by how many observations are there in the second data. So the number of observations are 10. So if you calculate this, you will get 5.1 by 1 under root 1.076, that is equal to 5.1 divided by 1.037 is equal to 4.92. That is, here also I got 4.915, that is nothing but approximately 4.92 by using data analysis toolpack, and in the manual calculations also I got 4.92. Now your doubt will be, sir, how did you get this figure of 5.58 infinity and all that stuff, and this one for 1.73 and the other things? So to do this, we'll go to this place. So how did I arrive this? So there is a command. That command is equal to T. So if I just type T, so many commands are there. So, and in this one, I have to select T test because I am conducting a T test. So I will double click it, and I will get T dot T test, and it is asking array 1 array2, tails, and type. So let's see one by one. Array1. Array1 is the data set of first data, first independent sample. So I will select it. So here you should not select the non-numerical values. That is the label you should not select. So I have selected from 23 onwards to 22, comma. Array2. Array2 is nothing but from data set of second independent sample. So 15 onwards till 17, I would dragged it, comma. Now look at it very carefully. When I am so after array1 I have entered, after array2 I have entered, it is asking for tail. So what type of tail test you are conducting, whether it is a one tail test or a two tail test. So I am assuming that I am conducting one tailed test. So I will select one. I'm selecting one. Hope this is clear. Number two, type of type. Now it is asking, looking at the fourth command. Type, fourth one in the command, which is type. Whether it is paid, that is sample match sample t-test or paid sample t-test you are carrying, you are conducting, or two sample equal variance test you are conducting, or two sample unequal variance test you are conducting. So in this case, I am not carrying out paid sample t-test or matched sample t-test, but I am carrying the second one, which is two sample equal variance, because I am assuming that both the data sets are having equal variance. So I will type and close it and look at the answer. The same answer you got it. Same answer you got it. This is the way you have to find out and calculate and conduct t-test, which is independent sample t-test. So the rest can be discussed in the next class. Hope this is loud and clear and this session is useful to you. Just a moment.